What is up, guys? Welcome back after a week off. This is the Trackside Girls podcast, episode 26, right?
Is it 26?
Is it 26? Hold on. Yes, episode 26. 26.
Yeah, I did it.
So, as always, we start with NASCAR. I guess let's go over the races first, and then we'll get into all the stuff that happened over the break. All right. So for trucks, both Trucks and Cup were racing in Richmond this past weekend. In practice, Jerry Bowman spins in turn 4, does not make contact. And also in qualifying, he spins again in turn 4, but keeps it off the wall. As for the race, it was Christian Eckes to get pole, with Ty Majeski inside in second. It was lap 56 when the first caution for cause comes out with Matt Mills into the turn 4 wall. Christian Eckes wins stage 1 and clinches the regular season championship. So he's got those extra, 15 playoff points for winning the regular season. So he has a big advantage going into the postseason. So they get back racing, and the next caution for cause is Matt Crafton spinning from 14th and makes contact with the inside wall. And it is Grant Enfinger to win stage 2. On lap 168, Lawless Allen spins from 24th after contact with Bailey Curry. So I was actually listening to Lawless's radio during the race. Let me tell you, the guys on his team are actually so funny. They were having a lot of issues with the tower and NASCAR not calling stuff correctly, or giving like wrecked trucks the lucky dog and stuff like that. And their commentary was very entertaining. Let's just say that. So they get started again, and it was Connor Jones who was slow coming down the front stretch, and did not make it around the track, so they had to throw the caution. And the next caution for cause was Caden Honeycutt spinning from 19th, as well as Stuart Friesen was slow on track, about to pit when the caution came out. On this restart, William Sawalich was leading, with Grant Enfinger second. Ty Majeski ends up passing both of them to take the lead. A couple laps later, Connor Zilich spins and backs the truck into the wall. Unfortunately, that, I believe, ended his day. But Brett Holmes was the one that got into him after contact with Chase Purdy. And they finished with no overtimes, with Ty Majeski winning. Winning in Richmond. I don't think any of us, even if we did our picks for Richmond, I don't think any of us would have picked Ty Majeski. So
Not particularly, no.
But on to the Cup race. Okay, let's just start at the beginning. For once, no drivers were sent to the rear. They had six. So this is one of the races they did the prime and option tire, which I believe this might have even been the first race that they tried this. So the option tires were softer than the prime tire. And so they had 6 sets of the prime tire and then 2 sets of the option tire. With the option tire being softer, it tears up a lot quicker, but you would be zooming through the field if everybody else was on the prime beside, like, with you on the option. But all drivers started the race on primes. It was Denny Hamlin to get pole with Martin Truex on the outside. And this weekend was actually Parker Retzlaff's first Cup race. They wanted to put him or give him at least one race before, because you're kind of throwing them in the deep end. If they don't have any prior experience in a Cup car, especially with, I'm pretty sure, super speedways, they don't really give you practice. So he was kind of going into that a little blind. But it is green all the way to the end of stage 1 with Christopher Bell winning. It's Daniel Suarez to win stage 2. There was only a single caution in the Cup race, and it was Ryan Preece being spun by Ricky Stenhouse on lap 399 of 400. At this point in time, Austin Dillon is leading. And he has a fair lead, but then this happens. So, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Austin Dillon, and I believe one other that I can't remember right off, pit. They pit for like new tires and stuff, right? And so the first overtime, actually that's the only overtime restart, Austin Dillon is leading with Joey Logano on the outside. Joey Logano beats him fair and square on the restart. And they take the white flag. They're going into turn 3, middle of turn 3 into turn 4. Austin Dillon doesn't even try to make the turn 4 and clears Joey Logano out. Joey Logano spins. NASCAR holds the caution. Denny Hamlin is ahead of Austin Dillon at this moment. I can't say, like, it's hard to tell if Denny Hamlin came up or if Austin Dillon wrapped the bottom and didn't make room for Denny. But either way, it looks like Austin Dillon right hooked Denny Hamlin. And if Denny Hamlin did not correct, he would have went nose first into the wall.
Actually, in Denny Hamlin's interview, he said that Austin Dillon hooked him.
It clearly
so
did. Okay, it definitely looks like that. And then there has been radio that has been surfaced from the 3 team that Austin Dillon's spotter is yelling out, "Wreck him, wreck him," when referring to Denny Hamlin because Denny Hamlin was ahead. And then that is when Austin Dillon makes contact with Denny Hamlin. Okay. Here's my thing. This is my opinion. I have nothing against Austin Dillon as a person. Okay? he's always fairly nice. Like every time I meet him. So like I have no problem with him as a person or his personality. But in that race car, I feel like I am the biggest Austin Dillon hater. Like I it started
As it as is the entire world.
it started with him wrecking Austin Cindric at the 2022 Daytona race. Well, not really wrecking. Like Austin saved it. But pulling a very sketchy move on a super speedway where if Austin Cindric did not catch it, that would have ended very badly. So that's where my immense dislike for Austin Dillon started, okay? In the car, I am probably his biggest hater. As a person, I have no problems with him. He's, like I said, he's always been nice when I met him. Once he puts that helmet on, end of story, okay? But, there was actually, so Joey Logano did, an interview after the race, um, and is talking about Austin Dillon and goes, he sucks. He sucked his entire career. Word for word. And I'm like, you know, I mean, fair. Statistics do not lie. In the past decade, he's gotten 4 wins. Austin Dillon. Let's estimate, because I don't remember if they kept the same amount of races in the past 10 years, but let's estimate 35 races a season, okay? So, that would be what, 350? 350 races. You have 4 wins out of those 350 races. And this season, before getting this win to get you into the playoffs, you're 32nd in points. Before, you had to be in the top 30 to even qualify for the playoffs, even if you did win. I'm pretty sure I heard somebody say that it was changed because of Corey LaJoy or something. I don't actually know why like that had changed, but
That's why I have my mixed opinion on it. Because see, what Austin did to Joey and Denny was bad. It's bad, but Austin did what he had to do to get into the playoffs because he's 32nd in points, and it's pretty much on NASCAR because of how their playoffs is. The
Got
playoffs
it.
is
So
coming.
intentionally wrecking is okay, and he'll never get fined because his granddaddy owns the team.
He's gonna. They're looking into it.
Yeah, as they should. As they should, because if they find Carson doing that to Harrison, they find Corey LaJoy. They didn't even. And then the Corey LaJoy and Kyle Busch incident, and then
Bubba
the
Wallace.
Bubba and Alex. Yeah, if they don't find Austin, that's some bull right there.
So, okay, here's my point to that. Okay? Austin Dillon admitted to wrecking him on purpose in his post interview.
Exactly.
So, if he wouldn't have opened his mouth and said that, I could have given him the benefit of the doubt. But whenever you admit to intentionally wrecking somebody, that's when NASCAR needs to step in and like drop the hammer, because if you need to keep it consistent, if you're gonna find somebody else for it, you need to do the same thing to him, because Chase Elliott and Bubba Wallace were parked for a race because of that.
Yeah.
Because of intentionally wrecking somebody.
Yeah, because Chase's was Denny Hamlin when he wrecked them at Kansas.
So, Yeah, like, he did what he had to do, but he admitted to intentionally wrecking somebody, which is a big no in NASCAR.
Hmm. See, there's only three races left in the regular season before the playoff starts.
Congratulations. I hate Austin Dillon. I've always hated Austin Dillon.
It-
Will never like
Look,
him because no. Here's my thing.
let me ask you this.
I think it's so funny how Austin Dillon suddenly was so amazing in that race. Kyle Busch, shit car. He's had a crap car the entire season. This is his worst season by far. And the fact that Kyle Busch has also said that.
Let me ask you this: would you be having the same conversation if it was Harrison or Noah or Carson in the situation?
I would say the same thing. Because don't act like you would. Because don't act like you would do the same thing if Blaney did that. You would be so mad if he just intentionally wrecked people out.
I don't know. I don't think I'm that invested in a driver to think that if they were to do that, that it would be okay. Like, but you know, let's use Harrison
I'm
as
not
an
saying
example.
it's okay what Austin did. I'm not saying it's okay.
Except you kind of did though. That's the problem. You kind of did say that was okay.
I said it was bad what he did.
Whatever. Moving along. Because
I don't know. We'll see. We're filming this on a Monday, and normally any penalties or news from NASCAR normally doesn't come out till the middle of the week. So we'll find out that information next episode. There was original rumors that Pitbull was going to sell his ownership of Trackhouse, but then I believe it was Justin Marks came out and squashed that rumor. This past weekend, Connor Hall made his truck debut with McAnally racing the 91. Daniel Suarez and Julia are officially married, and also Daniel won the Brazil sprint race. Bristol, as in the last great Coliseum in Bristol, Tennessee, that Bristol Motor Speedway is going to be holding a, is it Chicago Reds?
mm-hmm.
Okay, Chicago Reds and Atlanta Braves game next season in 2025. So they're building a baseball field in the infield of Bristol, which is very tiny, by the way. If you guys have never been to Bristol, I have actually been inside Bristol during the race, like down in the infield, and I almost got my feet ran over because of how tight it is. Juan Pablo Montoya is coming back to NASCAR. He is going to be driving the 50 for 2311 at Watkins Glen. And it's Juan Pablo Montoya's first Cup race since the Brickyard 400 in 2014. So 10 years ago. Cole Custer and is it Carrie? Is that how you pronounce her name?
Yeah.
Carrie, they brought in a new baby boy into the world over Olympic break. If you saw the race this past weekend, I don't know if this is actually a picture of Ross Chastain, like on the side of the car. But for jockey, they put, for it to look like Ross Chastain's body in only underwear on the side of the car.
I think it's real.
I
I-
don't know if that
I
was his
think it's
actual.
real.
I don't know if it was his actual, like, him, or like if it was just somebody random. I don't know. But that was on the side of his car this past weekend. Christopher Bell's crew chief Adam Stevens actually suffered an injury. I can't remember exactly. I can't remember what he got injured on. I can't remember.
He was cliff diving.
That's okay. Okay. I knew it was something weird, like something niche, but like I couldn't remember exactly. But he
It was cliff diving.
He had to get surgery on both knees. And he was crew chiefing from Huntersville this past weekend. And it was Chris Sherwood, the car chief that served as the crew chief this past weekend and for the next few weeks. Coca-Cola was on Chase Elliott's car this past weekend for Richmond. Originally, it was supposed to be Hooters, but because that deal has ended, Coca-Cola took up that car. And it is official that Connor Zilic is going to be driving the 88 for Junior Motorsports full-time next season. With that, there are rumors that Sam Mayer will not be returning to Junior Motorsports. I feel like as a collective, us three believe that he is possibly going to Front Row. Just because they mentioned their drivers being young. And I feel like Sam, from what I've heard in the garage, he's been avidly talking to Cup teams and stuff, trying to get in. So it's very possible that he could be moving. Daniel Suarez signed a contract extension at Trackhouse. This weekend at Michigan, Lawless Allen is getting his Xfinity debut in the number 15 for AM Racing. Kyle Busch suffered a wrist injury at Indy. He, you know what, okay, it's kind of funny. So in Formula 1, you can't even wear jewelry, right? Yet in NASCAR, you can drive with scissors trying to cut off a cast or hand wrap. How does that work? Like, okay, I guess. The in-car camera was so funny. This past weekend at Richmond, Carson, host of our finished P8, okay? He has gotten 2 career top 10s on non-drafting tracks, okay? Before Corey LaJoie has ever gotten 1. And
I mean, we know he's better than his teammates. So.
And I don't know if we talked about this last episode, but I would like to reiterate that Corey LaJoie will not be returning to the 7 car. So maybe Carson is dropping one of his numbers. Maybe. Who knows? Guys, Riley went to Monaco.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, where was my invite?
Not in the mail.
Apparently not. Really, the only IndyCar news is Alexander Rossi was cleared to race in the at Gateway this weekend. So Yuri, I think that's how you say it, Vips, who, if you know anything about the lower Formula Series, I believe he actually used to be a Red Bull Junior driver, if I remember correctly. But he will be driving the 4th Rahal Letterman Lanigan entry in Portland. And also, after, I can't remember if we mentioned or not, but JHR is parting ways with Canapino. So, Red Bull, after the summer break, was going to replace Checo. Was going to most likely put Daniel Ricciardo into that seat. But Liberty Media, who has, like, Liberty Media is essentially Formula One, asked Red Bull to reconsider replacing Checo. Basically told them that they are not allowed to replace Checo because they feared a huge drop in revenue for the Mexican Grand Prix because Checo would be replaced. So, even though the Verstappen family was apparently told before the summer break, Red Bull apparently told him that Checo would be replaced, that Max would be getting a new teammate because Checo was not pulling his weight. So, there was a lot of drama going on in that situation. Which that Sunday night is apparently when Christian Horner and Helmut Marko told the Verstappens that Checo was being replaced. And there are rumors that Jack Doohan is going to be Pierre Gasly's teammate at Alpine next season. More news with Alpine. They have announced high-tech F2 and F3 boss Oliver Oakes is now going to be the new F1 team principal. So Mercedes, where George got disqualified, Mercedes suspects that the plank and tire wear, plus the weight loss by George himself, may have contributed to his car being underweight for when he got disqualified. Red Bull sporting director Jonathan Wheatley is going to be leaving the team to become team principal of the Audi F1 project. I think that's it. So, it is on to this weekend. NASCAR, the Cup, or Xfinity and Cup Series are going to be in Michigan. And IndyCar is going to be at Gateway. Or is it? They don't call it Gateway anymore. It's the Worldwide Technology Raceway, isn't it? I don't think they call it Gateway anymore.
No, but we do.
Yeah, St. Louis. F1 isn't back until next weekend. So, who is on the entry list for Michigan? Bro, Taylor's running it. Jeffrey Earnhardt's back. Noah. Carson Kvapil is going to be running the 88. Okay. All right. Who we got?
Got Riley and Justin.
Okay. Is Michigan technically a short track? Oh no. It's a 2 mile long track. It's a super speedway. It's a super speedway. Oh.
Oops.
Okay.
I said Jesse and Taylor.
I'll go Parker. And what if it's just what if like a legitimate long shot? What if I go Lawless Allen?
Knew you were gonna say that.
I don't know how well he's gonna do, but I'm hoping that he actually, like... You know, we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, he can't be worse than Haley, so.
Fair. You know, so there was actually jokes. Somebody on Twitter called him Mr. Steal Your Ride because of the video.
That was so funny.
The video of the video of him of Lawless and Haley arguing. I think it was Martinsville one year.
Yup. They're at that race.
Yep.
Mhm.
That was funny.
Mhm.
Okay, that's who I'll go with. Who do you guys got for the Cup race?
Carson and Ty.
I have Blaney and Carson.
Okay. Gonna be honest, I think I'm gonna go Truex on this one. I'm gonna go Truex, and gonna be honest, I was probably about to go another Joe Gibbs car.
Well, that also seems to be the theme, so.
Yeah. I'll go Truex and Christopher Bell. We'll do that. Alright.
Alrighty.
For IndyCar, they're gonna be, like I said, at St. Louis. It is 1.25 miles, 260 laps. I guess I'm going Joseph Newgarden.
Oh,
I
it's
had
all
Joseph and Scott Dixon.
Bro, I was about to do Scott Dixon as my long shot too. Okay, so we're all going Joseph for a winner. Is that what I heard? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that means we all have to do different long shots. So that means
I said willpower.
okay. Bro, it's only been Joseph Newgarden or Scott Dixon that's won since 2020.
Nice.
Jesus Christ. I guess I'll go Colton Herta.
Okay.
I guess.
You guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, guys, are we have we covered everything? You think? It got a little heated at the beginning of the episode. Like, we all got strong opinions on how that Cup race ended.
That's for sure.
Like, I don't know. We'll find out how all that plays out. Hopefully NASCAR will release their own opinions later this week. Before the episode comes out. So we will cover those next week. But other than that, I think that is it. I just realized Molly doesn't have a car with her. Ah, okay. Okay, this is our outro is gonna be a little jacked. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for listening. However you enjoy our lovely podcast. This has been episode 26 of the Trackside Girls podcast. And let's attempt this outro. It goes peace, love, and race cars. All right.
Yoko.
Good night, everybody.
Peace.